Hello, good morning. Welcome back to our economics class. Have you remember what we discussed last few days? We have discussed on demand, right? Demand. What is demand? What is the meaning of demand? And what are the factors affecting demand? And mainly we have learned the law of demand. Law of demand states that change in quantity demanded due to change in price, other things remaining the same. So today's class we have to discuss on how much it is. What that means there is a change in quantity demanded due to a change in price, and that change, the percentage of that change, that we need to learn from the new topic, price elasticity of demand. So what do you mean by price elasticity of demand? Degree of responsiveness of quantity demanded to change in price of a commodity. Degree of that response, how much that response? A response of quantity demanded to change in price. So what is the formula for calculating the price elasticity of demand? EP is equal to percentage change in demand, quantity demand, divided by percentage change in price. So when we think about the price elasticity of demand, we can see that the demand responds differently to change in price. We can say that there are some goods there, the change in price and the response of the demand is too much high. High responsiveness is there. In certain cases, we can see that the responsiveness of the quantity demanded is very less due to change in price. We can see some examples. High responsive goods, TV sets, cool drinks, okay, that affect fastly and highly due to change in price. But what about the wheat, matches, salt? If very less, the price is decreasing. But the demand not change that much. Why? Because the use of this, that is there is a limitation. If you are buying too much also, we can't use it. Salt means that we need a little for preparing curries or something, right? So high responsive goods, example TV sets and cool drinks. Less responsive goods, wheat, matches, salt, etc. Then we can see that when we think about this price elasticity of demand, it is classified into 5 different categories. I will explain that. So I told you the classification. Next one is the classification of the price elasticity of demand. We can classify into 5 groups. And the first one is price elasticity is equal to 0. What do you mean by price elasticity is 0? That means I told you the formula for calculating the price elasticity. Percentage change in quantity demanded divided by percentage change in price. If there is no change in quantity demanded due to change in price, we can call it as the price elasticity is equal to 0, which means perfectly inelastic demand. See this example. In this tabular form, we can see that the price is increasing 40, 60 to 80. What about the quantity demanded? Quantity demanded remain the same, 20. That means there is no effect on quantity demand due to change in price. The quantity demanded, it does not increase or decrease. Here we can see that the graphical representation of this example, we can see that there is a straight line parallel to the y-axis. Parallel to the y-axis. And this is a vertical line. Okay, so here we can see that the y-axis represents the price, the 40, 60, 80. And what about the quantity demanded? It's remained the same, that is 20. So that is the first classification of the price elasticity of demand. EP is equal to 0, which is known as perfectly inelastic demand. What do you mean by perfectly inelastic demand? There is no change in quantity demanded due to change in price. We can move to the next division. When we think about the next classification of the price elasticity, we can see that price elasticity is less than 1. Can you tell me the situation where the price elasticity less than 1? Here in this example we can see that the price is, when the price is 40, quantity demanded is 10 units. What about when the price increase 40 to 120, what about the quantity demanded? It decrease, but it decrease the rate, that percentage is very less, 10 to 5. So in this example we can see that when there is a higher change in price, but the quantity, due to that price change, there is a less change in quantity demanded. That means EP less than 1, which means that there is a less change in quantity demanded due to higher change in price. Showing the graphical representation, I will show how to calculate the percentage. Everyone knows that, but I will show once again. The actual price is 40. Okay. The difference between the price, that is 120 and 40, that is 80. Okay. Then what about the how can we convert into percentage? Into 100. Actual price difference divided by the actual price into 100. Then we will get, this is how much? 20, 200. The percentage is 200. 200% change in price. What about the percentage change in quantity demanded? How can we calculate it? That is, actual price is 10, difference is 10 minus 5 into 100. So when we cancel these two, we will get 50. So for price change in price, percentage change in price, that is 200, and change in percentage change in quantity demanded, that is 50. That means the change in quantity demanded is less than the change in price. When we think about these changes, price elasticity less than 1, with the help of a graph. Here we can see that there is a graphical representation of the change in price and change in quantity demanded. Here we can see that the price is 40, quantity demanded is 10. Quantity demanded is 10. When the price changed to 120, suppose this is 120, what about the 5? So this change, here we can see that in between the 40 to 120, this is the change of price, this is the quantity demanded. So here we can see that quantity demanded which is less than change in price. That is what is called less than unit elastic demand, EP less than 1. We can move to the next classification. When we think about the next classification, we can see that is EP greater than 1, more than unit elastic demand. I will explain the next classification, unit elastic, don't worry. Now EP greater than 1. In the previous example, previous classification, we have seen that there is a change, higher change in price and less change in quantity demanded. There is the change in quantity demanded less than the change in price. Here we can see that the change in price less than change in quantity demanded. That means the change in quantity demanded which is greater than change in price. This situation we can call it as EP greater than 1. Here we can see that the price changed from 40 to 60. Whatever the quantity demanded, it decreased 500 to 100. We know that the percentage of quantity demanded is more than the percentage change in price. Okay, so that we can explain with the help of a diagram. This diagram, in the previous diagram we have seen that is a more steeper and this is more water. And what is the specialty of this diagram? We can see that this change in price, see this change in price less than this change in quantity. Okay, this is more than this. So more than unit elastic demand, the value of more than unit elastic demand, that will be greater than 1, EP greater than 1. The coming portions we are learning about how to calculate elasticity of demand. Here we can change in quantity demanded greater than change in price. Next we have to learn about the unitary elastic or unit elastic demand. When we come back to the next classification, unit elastic demand. Unit elastic demand means that EP is equal to 1. That means change in price which is equal to percentage change in quantity demanded. We can see with the help of this example. This is the price, this is quantity demanded. Here we can see that when the price is 40, quantity demanded 100. When the price changed 40 to 60, the demand decreased 100 to 50. We can calculate and see the percentage change. What is the percentage change in price? How can we calculate? Actual price is 40. Difference between these price, that is 20 into 100 to convert into percentage. Cancel this and cancel this. It is easy. Then we will get 50. Isn't it? 50%. What about this example? Actual quantity is 100. Difference between these two, 50 into 100. How much? 50%. So here we can see that the percentage change in price is 50, which is equal to percentage change in quantity demanded, that is 50%. Okay, when we apply into this formula, percentage change in quantity demanded divided by percentage change in price, 50% divided by 50%, we will get the EP is equal to 1. Here we can see that graphical representation. This is the price, this is the quantity demanded. When the price changed P2, P1, quantity changed Q2, Q1. See the difference. This change, both are same. So this is what is called unit elastic demand, and the value of the unit elastic is EP is equal to 1. Then we have one more classification. So come to the last classification of the price elasticity of demand, that is perfectly elastic demand. That means the value of EP is infinite. Here we can see that price is 60, quantity demanded 100. Price remained the same in the next level, but the quantity demanded increased 100 to 400. So what is the difference of the perfectly elastic demand from other classifications? There is a quantity demanded, there is a change in the quantity demanded, but the price remaining the same, or the variations are very less. And the EP is infinite. The graphical representation of demand curve, which is parallel to the x-axis, which means that the price remaining the same, quantity demanded varied. It is increasing or decreasing. So perfectly elastic demand, which is parallel to the x-axis. Change in quantity demanded due to no change in price. There is no change, but quantity demanded varied. That is what is called EP is equal to infinite. So these are the various classification of the price elasticity of demand. Can you tell me one more time which are the different classification of the price elasticity of demand? EP is equal to 1. That is change in price which is equal to change in quantity demanded. Both are equal. EP is equal to 1. When the EP is less than 1, which means that is perfectly inelastic demand. Perfectly inelastic demand means that there is no change in quantity demanded due to change in price. Then another one is perfectly elastic demand. That means there is no change in price, but there is a change in the quantity demanded. So here we can see that these changes which shows the degree of responsiveness of quantity demanded due to change in price. And in the beginning I told you there is a formula for calculating the price elasticity of demand. Can you tell me what is the formula for calculating the price elasticity of demand? Yeah, EP is equal to percentage change in quantity demanded divided by percentage change in price. So now we can see the numerical examples of the price elasticity of demand. So come back to the calculation of price elasticity of demand. I told you the formula EP is equal to percentage change in quantity demanded divided by percentage change in price. With the help of this example, we are able to calculate the price elasticity of demand. In this example, we can see that price is 5. When the price is 5, quantity demanded 100. When the price decreased 5 to 4, quantity demanded 200. We can take that this is the actual price, right? This is the actual price. We are taking it as P1. P1 and this is P2, or we can take the actual price is P and this is P1. Okay, then okay, we can take like that. Then this is Q1, Q2. Okay, actual price is P1. Then change in price, that is 5 to 4, P2, 100 to 200. 100 is Q1, 200 is Q2. Then we can apply it into this formula. Here we can see that I told you how to calculate percentage change in price or percentage change in quantity demanded. How can we calculate the percentage change in price? Actual price, that is P1. Actual price P1. Then the difference between these two, the price changes, that is 1. Isn't it? How can we calculate this? P1 minus P2 or P2 minus P1. Okay, the difference between P1 and P2, that is the change in price. Difference between the price in different levels, that is change in price. Change in price divided by the actual price P1 into 100. See here? Understood? Change in price divided by P1 into 100. Then how can we calculate the quantity, percentage change in quantity? That is the difference between Q1 and Q2, that is change in quantity, divided by the actual quantity, that is Q1, actual quantity Q1. Then convert into percentage. Delta Q by Q1 into 100. See? Delta Q by Q1 into 100. So then we can see this percentage change in quantity demanded. What is the percentage change in quantity demanded? Delta Q by delta Q1, delta Q by Q1 into 100. Then percentage change in price. Delta P by P1 into 100. You have any doubt to calculate this? I have already explained. Then when we rearrange this formula, we know that this 100 will be cancelled. Both 100 will be cancelled. Then we will get delta Q by Q1. This is cancelled. Delta Q by Q1 into delta cross multiplication. Okay? P1 by delta P. Again we can rearrange this P1 and Q1. P1 by Q1 is equal to delta Q divided by delta P. Delta Q divided by delta P. So we have, for the calculation of price elasticity of demand, we can apply both formula. First one is EP is equal to percentage change in quantity demanded divided by percentage change in price. Or we can use this formula P by Q. In certain some textbooks we can see that P by Q instead of P1 by Q1. Okay. P by Q is equal to delta Q by delta P, or P1 by Q1 is equal to delta Q by delta P. This is the formula for calculating the price elasticity of demand. So just to calculate this price elasticity of this example. So in this example we can see that when we apply this values into the formula, we can see that EP is equal to P1 by Q1 into delta Q by delta P. So what is P1? Is 5. P1 is equal to 5 by Q1. Q1 is 100 into delta Q. Delta Q is the difference between Q1 and Q2, that is 100, divided by delta P, difference between these two, that is 1. So what about EP? 100 will be cancelled. 5 by 1 is equal to 5. So EP is equal to 5. But when we write the value of price elasticity, to show the inverse relation between price and quantity, we are using the sign minus, negative sign. So EP is equal to minus 5. So there is a chance of arising a doubt in your mind, that is why we are using this negative. Why? Because showing the negative relation or inverse relation between the price and the quantity demanded. When price increase, demand decrease. When price decrease, demand increase. Get the idea? So this is the formula to calculate the price elasticity of demand. Okay.